Welcome everybody to Mess Hall Digs. Now this is chapter 3 of my 8-part series of places I like to thrift or source or get inventory to sell on multiple marketplaces. Be sure you check out all the videos in this series. I'm trying to make them real short, fast, cut and dry, so you can just burn through them as fast as you can and try to learn different concepts and different things that I look for and things that are selling from these different locations. So let's get right back into this series. This is chapter 3, the Goodwill Bins, baby. All right, Goodwill Bins. Now, it takes a special kind of person to get into these Goodwill bin joints, man. I did tell you guys a story. It gets kind of hostile in there. It's almost like combat shopping sometimes. People like to get close and personal. I haven't been to the Goodwill Bins in a little while, so I don't really have anything to show you that I've picked up recently. But I did sell a couple things this week that I did pick up on my last trip to the bins. Now, if you're not familiar with what the Goodwill Bins are, it's pretty much just like a big Goodwill depot or outlet store where I believe things that don't sell in the Goodwill locations get sent to this huge warehouse. They get thrown into these huge bins. They look like big troughs. Here's a picture again of what it looks like. And this is a great picture. I love this picture of the inside of a Goodwill outlet place because you can just see how many people are in these things. They get pretty packed. There are people that get there early. Sometimes it's even hard to find a cart because people are grabbing 2 or 3 carts and they're just filling them up with stuff. There's a lot of randomness to these bins, so you kind of got to spend some time digging through these bins and try to find whatever niche you're into. They do try to break it down the best they can. They do have, miscellaneous toys, books, clothing, shoes. So they try to consolidate everything into a bin that has like items. But sometimes that you can tell that they're getting overwhelmed back there and they're just throwing anything and everything into one bin. So you do kind of have to spend some time going through these. I think I've spent about 6 hours there before, just taking time digging through everything that's in my niche. I sell clothes, hats, I do some toys. So anything that kind of fit what I like, I spent some time. The shoe bins, I spent probably the most time just trying to find. A lot of times you'll just find one shoe, right? And I have one on display in my office. I found a kid's Jordan 1. It was brand new, but I only found the one shoe. I probably spent an hour digging through all these piles and piles of shoes, trying to find the match. It didn't happen. So that could happen too sometimes. But I've found some really good stuff over the years digging through these bins, so I highly recommend that you find one that's close to you. And if there isn't one too close, then just take a road trip, man. Go experience combat shopping at the bins. So these are the 2 things that I sold this week that I did find at the bins the last time I was there. And at my bins, they have a price chart of things. It's usually it's $1.59 a pound. So that's kind of how they charge you with what you bring in through your carts. And I did find this Beatles Monopoly game. Now it was missing some pieces, and luckily it was kind of taped up, so whatever else was going to be missing out of there wasn't going to spill out into the bin when they threw it in there. So I grabbed this. I brought it home. I had to inventory the whole thing. I had it dumped out all over my floor just to see what was missing. Thankfully, it had the game sheet in the box, so I could go down the list and count the cards and see what pieces it was supposed to have. So it was missing some pieces. It wasn't nothing too crazy, and it did end up selling for $27. So that was still a really cool find. So if you break it down, I probably paid maybe $1.50 for this game. So it was a great flip, and it was cool. I almost wanted to keep it because the game board was so sweet. I was thinking about just getting the game board framed and put it on the wall, but I got rid of it. $27, so it was a pretty good flip for that one. So the second thing that I found that we sold this week was a Founders Brewery t-shirt. Now this is the Founders Centennial IPA, I think it was. So again, I paid maybe 50 cents for this t-shirt. I love finding small craft brewery shirts. I've sold every single one of them that I've ever found. This one sold for $21, so it was another great flip, a great find. And a tip for you guys when you're at the Goodwill Bins is make sure you inspect the hell out of everything that you pick up. Look for stains and holes and all that good stuff. Like you should be doing anywhere you go sourcing anyway. But at the Goodwill Bins, I've made some mistakes where I've grabbed some hoodies or jackets and I get home and didn't realize like the whole armpit's ripped out of it or something. So good spot to go. Very, very cheap stuff at these Goodwill Bins. So you can just make tons of money if you consistently find good items there. So I hope you enjoyed this one. See you on the next one.